Hello, lovelies. Welcome to the ceremonial bath for self-love from our self-love kit. Hollie Hope here, and I am going to walk you through setting up the space to offer this ceremonial bath for yourself. And we use the word ceremony to honor the sacredness of stepping into something different, stepping into a way of changing and shifting. And it's not just, oh, go take a bath today. It's no, I'm focusing and I'm clearing and I'm cleansing, not just my physical body, but all of my essence. So you will want your emotional empowerment box. You pretty much need a lot of the things in the box this time. So one of the things I recommend doing is go ahead and start your bath water. And while it's filling up, you can start adding things and doing pieces, or start it, have it be just a little bit extra warm because it will take you a few minutes before you actually step into the water. But I want to make sure that you have all that you desire. So you're going to need from your kit a lot of the things. I do recommend having your tea that you can sip while you're in the bath, because what it does is it creates the bath water. I mean, obviously you're not drinking your bath water, but it creates the cleansing essence and the herbs to go inside the body and on the outside of the body. And then we'll be also addressing the emotional part of the body in this video and the mental part of the body as well. So I recommend getting your tea ready. It does need to steep for 10 minutes. So if you start with your tea, then you have about 10 minutes until it's ready, and then you can hop in. And then if you even want to, you can take your tea bag out of your tea and drop that in your water as well to add some extra amethyst energy into your bath. So that is an option. So you're gonna want your beautiful dragonfly magic. And I do recommend doing this after you've done the video on letting go of the negative perspectives around self-love, and also after understanding your crystal grid, because that way you'll understand the medicine of the dragonfly and a lot of the crystals we're going to be using. So if you haven't done that yet, you can go watch those videos and then come back. You will have your lepidite crystal, but you do not want to put this in your water. Again, do not put this in your bath water. For me, I like to put it at the top of the tub, or you can create a small altar in the bathroom, whether that's just on the countertop, on the floor next to your tub, or around the little corners of your tub. You can be creative. There's no right or wrong. There's no perfection. This is for you. And nobody else is going to see it unless you choose to take a picture. But I do recommend, if you want to listen to, I will be drumming a little bit at the end of the video, so you can take your phone in there with you. But I also recommend either just playing it over the water if you don't want to have your phone present for your ceremony. You can also put it just right over your faucet, so the water comes out. You can set it right there on the top of the faucet. Okay. Depending on the shape, because they're all shaped just a little bit different. So, but you do not want to put this in the water, but you do want it present. If you're going to put it somewhere, put it at the front where your feet would go. Okay, so feet, front, so you're facing it. Okay, don't put it behind your head because it could slip in the tub, and it's not good in the water. Again, not putting in the water. Okay, got it? You are also going to need your ceremonial bath salts. Now for this one, you want to use the entire bag. Yes, it's a lot of salt. Yes, it's a lot of herbs. And yes, it's a little bit messy, but you deserve it. It's not because you need it, it's because you deserve it and you desire it. You could even embrace the whole royalty factor and have somebody else clean it for you. I do use this sooner rather than later. These items are meant to be used within the month, and these are fresh rose petals. And so some of them are, they're mostly dried, but you don't want this to sit for 6 months. So it's meant to be used now. And that's on purpose because we always delay our self-care and our self-love. Well, we don't always, but we're changing that, right? Until now. So you'll need this. If you do not want the herbs to be in your tub and it is driving you nuts, you can take your tea bag from your apothecary, because you do have this tea strainer, and you can actually funnel it through. So you put the herbs in the bag, and then you'll hang this on the little lip and let the water run through it. Or you can put all the herbs inside, tie it tight, and drop it in your tub like a tea, and then just dump the salt in. Okay, so that is your salts. You're gonna put that in, and there are essential oils in here. There's rose and hibiscus, and it's just, I love it. And there's several different kinds of salt too. So you're getting salt from all over the world. You also can choose to put in a little bit of your Florida water, or you can drip some around. If you're going to put it around, I recommend either spraying it around or putting some on your hand and drawing a circle around the tub. This is your protective circle. This is the bubble that you get to create that says only your energy and the energy that's positive and that supports you gets to cross that line. So what I'll do is a little bit on my hand, and I start where my feet go at the faucet, and I'll just draw that line. Or you can drip it and make a really big mess. And I'll draw all the way around. And once I do, and I just ask for support and protection. Another thing that some people may choose to do is you can take a little bit of your salt before you pour it all in the tub, and you can use that to make a circle around, a protective circle. If you are a high-level empath, you will love this, because salt is one of the times when we're the only bodies in our body is when we're surrounded by it. That's why we love the beach so much. You're also going to want to put some crystals in your bath, and that is where the rhodonite comes in. So the pink and black stones. You're going to put one on each side of you. So if you were to make a diamond, that's really what we're doing. So we have the lepidite that's on the far end. We have the little rhodonites on either end. Just make sure you take them out before you unplug your tub. And then you're going to have your wand, or you can choose to do your amethyst behind you or your wand behind you. Okay. So you're making a diamond. The symbol of this is kind of like a square in all four directions, but flipped on its side. And we do this because that way our four directions is actually tied more into direction, the compass. It's also tied into understanding that we receive through the east and we let go through the west. And so most directional things start with north at the top, but instead we're going to envision east at the top. And it's okay if your tub doesn't face east. We're just going to tell it that we're thinking of east when we put it there. So once you have your space prepped and set, I do recommend any last clearing or calmness that needs to be. If you feel like you need snacks, grab some snacks. It's all about the snacks. This is one bath that I recommend going completely submerged in. So I know it's nice to like keep our hair pretty and not get stuff in our eyes, but at some point I do encourage you to completely just let it wash all over you. If you think of cleansing, whenever we do an energy or a spiritual cleanse, it's usually with water, because water can carry energy. It can carry information. And also it's kind of like a baptism. You're repurposing, you're washing away all that you aren't, and you're bringing in all that you are. Okay, so then once you get that ready, I recommend also saging or smudging with Palo Santos if that calls to you. If you have a drum or a singing bowl or a rattle. So we have a rattle kit and we have a singing bowl kit. If you have either of those items, you can bring those in. It's really powerful to have the singing bowl just resting on the water and to ding it, ding, 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 while in the water, because then it radiates to the whole thing. And so if you were able to get that kit, use the singing bowl. It's really quite magical in the tub. And it's kind of fun to play with. And as you're in the tub, honoring any soreness. So you're going to use your massage wand, just put it back in the grid after you've done your initial ceremony, and just enjoying it and soaking it in. That's really, really, really powerful. So I am going to read, because I love these words and I fear that I will not say something that I really, really want to say. So I'm going to read some blessings that we get to have in honoring ourselves and calling in. If you feel like you have a blessing or a prayer that you want to offer, not just to someone else, but for yourself, then please absolutely do that. It's okay to say, gratitude to all the beings that support you and to the God energy and the universal energy that comes and flows through you. Yes, we offer so much gratitude to that. But it's also important in this context to honor the wonderful, unique creation that you are. There's nobody on the planet like you. And I know that's used all the time, but there is no one like you. You are the only flavor, and I celebrate you. and we celebrate you. And you get to celebrate you in a context where there is no one else that gets to determine whether or not you deserve to be celebrated. Sometimes when we don't let ourselves be celebrated, it's because we hold that lack of forgiveness for ourselves. Oftentimes it's easier to forgive somebody else because we assume that they didn't know any better. But I knew better, so I'm not going to let myself forgive myself. I'm going to be really hard on myself, and I'm going to fix myself. And one day when I'm more fixed, then I will allow myself to forgive myself and love myself. And if I did go easy on myself, then I'll probably do the same stupid thing I did before again, or trust somebody again that I shouldn't have trusted, or not see something negative coming that I should have seen coming. So therefore, if I hold this criticism against myself, then it's going to make it easier for me later. But it just makes it really hard now. So I invite you to hold the space of forgiveness of yourself if that's something that you feel called to do while you're in there. Even if you just lay in the tub, douse yourself in the water, and you simply say, I love you. I forgive you. I love you. I forgive you. It helps if you do the I promise. Okay, so if you want to go ahead and move into your tub, you can, I'll pause for a moment, and then I'm going to read the prayer, and then perhaps share some words and do some drumming to be with you while you're on your journey in the tub. I invite you, as you step in the tub, to look at your body. Look at the way it's shaped, the way it moves. Even if it feels stiff or dangly or wobbly or ripply, allowing yourself to go, wow, you are a great being. You adjust and transform so easily. You started out as this blotchy, squiggly baby that looked like an old man alien that came out of a woman into this being. Your cells regenerate all the time. Sometimes you're a little wonky, sometimes you're a little delightful. You love, you get hurt, and you repair yourself. Wow. Thank you, body. This is a miracle. When was the last time you looked at your body that way? Maybe take your hands and feel how soft your skin feels. Feeling the soothingness. Feeling the sweet comfort of just being touched. We need so desperately to be touched. To have that physical stimulant is powerful, especially if you're opening up your spiritual gifts. Because we forget that we're spiritual beings in a human body. Because our higher selves, our God, our universe, knew that this is exactly what they wanted to experience. They've never experienced being in a vessel like us before. You are the only one that gets to experience being in this vessel. And sometimes it can be hard to be in this vessel when you realize what an enlightened spiritual being you are. So allowing yourself to feel that sensation, the joy of having a body. Whoa, I can move on my own. And if you know what it's like to not have your body functioning at its full force, knowing how great it feels when it is, knowing how wonderful it is that you can still move through life, even with things that slow you down and set you back and cause you friction and pain. How beautiful is that? So take a moment and just honor your body as you let your feet slip in, your legs, settle into that space. I forgive you. I love you. Thank you. Maybe making sure you touch yourself as you say thank you. Thank you. We love that comfort. We love this body. Nobody else gets to be in here with us. Except for maybe virtual Hollie. Okay. So you can pause it now if you need a minute to get into your tub. Otherwise, just breathe and sink in. Breathing in the aromas. If there's some salt crystals dissolving in the water, maybe squishing them around in your toes or with your juicy thighs. How beautiful it is that our body moves and floats. When you're ready, place your hands on your heart. Taking in a deep breath. And calling on Source, God, your higher self, whatever being comes to mind, even if it is yourself. And say, you who loves me unconditionally, I call upon your loving grace. Please help me release what I no longer need, what is too small for my great light. Help me recognize the purity of my own being, that I can more easily trust in the divine love that's calling me. Just like an innocent lover, insistent in every moment. I breathe in your compassion. I breathe in your grace. I breathe in your forgiveness. I breathe in your love. I breathe in your adoration. I breathe in your understanding. I breathe in your own innocence, your delightness, and your playfulness. Oh, my beloved, I breathe you in. I now cast aside any lesser crowns as you place your hands on the top of your head. Feel the pulse. Feel the light pouring into you, whether white light, golden light, or amethyst purple, whatever colors come to mind. I receive the royal gown descending through that beautiful love, unconditionally and filled with grace, as you open both your hands above your head. If you feel you want to extend them all the way up into the sky, you can. Breathing in as you stretch forward. Feeling any light, love, being surrounding you. Slowly bringing your arms down along your head, down your body, your shoulders, your delicious sides, your curves, your thighs, and down your legs, down your feet until you touch the ground. Envision a velvety robe going as you gaze your hands down around you. This robe is so velvety, so delicious, and so big that it's all encompassing around you like a blanket. This is the comfort and the love of and for your beautiful body. Envision what kind of gown may exist underneath this beautiful robe. Or maybe your beautiful gown is your beautiful, squishy, delicious, naked body. What colors may surround you? Lights, stars, roses. What does this beautiful, delightful queen surround herself with? This is your royal bath. You're coming in to your highest version of you, which was always there. She's just finally letting herself see it and feel it. She is so delightful and so perfect. When you feel ready, pull your hands into prayer position above your heart, bowing your head in gratitude to not just those that remind you that you are a queen and a goddess and worship you, but bowing your head in honor to yourself and your beautiful vessel. Breathing here as long as you wish. I'm going to drum for a moment, but when you feel ready, you can seal this beautiful ceremony by bathing yourself in all this glorious intention and love and admiration that we all hold for you, that your guides hold for you, that your loved ones hold for you, even though they don't always show it. When you're ready, you can pull yourself under the water. You can do it now, or you can do it after I'm done drumming. thank you for taking this time to honor not just yourself, but also all of yourself. I feel honored to even get to be part of your sacred journey and this beautiful, deep vulnerability that you're opening up for yourself. I have to share in conclusion one more beautiful analogy. So originally I didn't plan on drumming as part of this ceremony, but last minute, literally as I was walking over here to sit down, Spirit says, you're gonna drum. So I grabbed a drum and I looked down and I see my pile of broken drums. And in the middle of drumming, the other broken drums said they wanted to drum. So it's interesting because the first drum I drummed is a horse drum, and it was recently repaired. And oh my goodness, it looks like a dragonfly. I just realized the repair looks like a dragonfly. So it was something that was one thing and then turned into another. Horses are about freedom and claiming your personal power and that freedom. A horse will literally run even if they have to feel like they're running out of their own skin to get free. That wild Mustang. You go, you wild Mustang girl, you. So that is, it's really funny because the handle's a dragonfly. Didn't even think of that till just this second. The other drum I drummed happens to have the symbol of transformation on it. I can't make this up, guys. So the spiral one way, the crazy zigzag, and the complete opposite spiral. And it is a destroyed drum, like completely destroyed. The drum probably tells himself it's worthless, right? But yet we just played them. So if the drums sounded different or off, that's probably why. So this drum was burned, but it still offers such a unique sound. You can feel it, right? How many times do we tell ourselves we're broken beyond repair? Nobody's ever gonna want us. And yet here we are. The next drum comes with a beautiful story as well. These two were damaged together. So this one had a secret painting inside, and it literally burned only where the painting is. There's nothing anywhere around here. The whole thing has nothing. Yet right here, where there's a secret painting of a goddess and the universe pouring into her. Oh, it's upside down. Ta-da! Of the universe pouring into her and then flowing from her. Let's see if you can kind of see it on camera. Oh look, I can do that. So there is my goddess. Dun dun dun. Secret painting. Yet she blew a hole because she was tired of hiding and wanted to be seen. So I love that analogy. And yes, she played too. So I'm really glad I didn't repair them yet. So I encourage you to be like this magnificent drum. Burst through and burn through anything that's not serving you so you can show up and be seen. And yes, people may cry over you and mourn you when suddenly you're not what they plan on you being. Like I did when these drums ripped and burned. But I celebrate them, and the message they share is so much more powerful than what I had intended them to be or expected them to be. So remembering that even though there's a mourning, there's a heartache, that law of detachment, of allowing yourself to let go, is what's going to fuel inspiration and guidance and add even more admiration for others. Like I haven't been able to repair this because I love the story. Like seriously, you guys see this, right? I had witnesses there that day, and one of them has a kit and she's probably dying right now because literally the only spot it tore was the painting. That is powerful. So even though this probably hurt a lot and it was very uncomfortable, everybody can see her now. So even though you've been through a lot of things that have hurt a lot, And a lot of them have been self-inflicted. We get to forgive ourselves and say, yeah, but look at me now. Watch me shine. See this beautiful that's just been bursting to get out. And I love her so much that, yeah, you may look at her and say she's completely broken and be so sad because I'm not what I used to be. But I'm going to look at her and celebrate her 100%. I love you. I honor you. Thank you for showing up for yourself today. Love you guys.